It was late afternoon, and I was walking home. I was almost out of the forest when I saw a bush rustle, and I heard quiet steps. They were rapid. I thought it was a deer. There aren't many deer, and I love to see them, so I followed the noise. It led me to a clearing in a part of the forest I had never been in before. When the creature walked into the clearing, I was shocked. It was almost 15 feet tall and had black, shaggy, thick fur. Its face seemed oddly dog-like, and it had large, almond-shaped, blank black eyes. Its legs were long and spindly and ended in a sharp point. I had never seen a creature like this before, and there was blood on its mouth. It paused for a moment, as if sensing what was nearby. Then it looked directly at me. The moment it set its eyes on me, I knew it was a mistake to follow the strange noise. It seemed like the creature could see my soul. I ran as fast as I could for what seemed like hours of running, and I still couldn't see the end of the forest. I knew I had only followed that creature for a few minutes, but hours of running couldn't get me back. I was lost. I checked behind me for the creature and I saw it wasn't following me. I relaxed a little, but I was still tense from the fact that I can't get out. I hear a voice ahead of me, so I sprint to it. I finally emerged from the forest on the sidewalk. The voice had been the police. My mother ran over and hugged me from behind. I screamed, thinking it was the beast. I guess I was in the forest for a while, and my mom got worried. I got home and forgot all about the monster and the endless forest. I sat up in bed and put my glasses on to see the clock. 2:39 it read. I wonder what had woken me for a moment. Then I decided I just had a nightmare, but I don't remember it. I try to go back to sleep, but it eludes me. I go to get a drink of water and I hear a tapping. I look out the window, but it's too dark to see anything. I dismiss it as a branch. I get my water and hop into bed. I fall asleep after a while and wake up with a jolt from my nightmare. I was being chased by that beast endlessly, until its extreme speed had gotten it close to lunge a meter in the air and landed straight on top of me. I checked the clock. 9:34 it said. I had slept in with a nightmare. Great, I thought. I wasted a few hours of my day, and I got scared out of my skin. I walked downstairs to get some breakfast, but oddly, no one else was there. Probably went to work early, I told myself. But I felt like someone, or something, was watching me. I knew I didn't have a guardian angel because if I did, then that creature would never have looked at me. I thought a bit about the creature, and that it might have kidnapped my parents. Or worse, it could have killed them. I went online and searched around. I only found a small bit of information on the creature. It was called a strider. It hunts animals and tears off their hind legs before feasting on their bodies. If a human follows them, then they will hunt that person down until they are dead. The thought that the strider would not stop until I was dead is unsettling. I researched until lunchtime and only found that no one that encountered the monster had survived more than a few months after the encounter. I also found a few other names that people called that thing. Stiltwalker and Forest Strider. It was at this time that my parents came home from work for their break, but they didn't. I called their work, but I was told they hadn't come. I called 911 to report missing people. After the police left, I decided to end this. I walked to the forest and followed the tracks I had made in the mud to the clearing. The Strider stood tall and strong over a decapitated cow elk. There was gore and entrails everywhere around the carcass. I felt like I was going to be sick, but I spoke to the creature. If I give you my life, will you leave my parents alone? I yelled at the hideous animal. It quickly looked at me and began to slowly creep towards me. It made no sound as it stalked. When it was close enough, it lunged at me, just like my nightmare. Only I didn't run away. Months passed, and the news on the murdered child had died down. No one had seen me or my parents since the murder. The Strider still walks the forest, in search of its next meal. If you enter the forest in late afternoon, then be prepared and don't follow that strange noise.